I would like to welcome you to the 2015 Pre-Admission Conference for the application process admission fall of 2015. This is for the Associate Degree Nursing Program as well as the Diploma LPN program. I'm Peggy Bozarth, the Nursing Programs Director. My email address is peggy.bozarth@kctcs.edu. Ms. Kristen Martin is our Division Assistant, Nursing and Allied Health, and her address is kmartin0238@kctcs.edu. And then Ms. Veronica Tolbert is our VLI, our Nurse Aid on Demand Division Assistant, who deals a lot with all of our nurse aid programs, and that is vtolbert 0002@kctcs.edu. Both the RN and the PN programs are approved by the Kentucky Board of Nursing. That website is www.kbn.ky.gov. Our Associate Degree Nursing Program is accredited by the Accreditation Commission for Education in Nursing. Their address is 3343 Peachtree Road Northeast, Suite 850, Atlanta, Georgia, 30326. Their phone number is 404-975-5000. And their email address is www.acenursing.org. We had our reaccreditation site visit fall of 2013, and a follow-up report is due February 2016 to continue our accreditation. Our NCLEX pass rates, the National Council of Licensure exam that everyone takes after they complete a nursing program and makes them eligible to sit for the nursing exam that actually makes you either an RN or an LPN, has consistently been above the 85% required of the KBN and above the national mean. Generally, we've had a 94 to 100% pass rate, but we have to stay above the 85% that is required for the Kentucky Board of Nursing. The Associate Degree Nursing Program prepares students to sit for the NCLEX RN in order to become a registered nurse. The Associate Degree Nursing Program is 4 semesters long, including first semester Nursing Practice 1 and second semesters Med-Surg Nursing 1, Behavioral Health Nursing, and Pharmacology 1. In the third semester, there's Medical Surgical Nursing 2 and Maternal Newborn Nursing. And in semester 4 is Medical Surgical Nursing 3, Pediatric Nursing, and Pharmacology 2. In that last semester is when you also do your practicum experience, which is a part of that Med-Surg Nursing 3, and that is 120 hours with a preceptor that gets you ready for transitioning into practice. Each semester of nursing courses are prerequisites for the next semester, so once you're admitted into the first semester of the program does take 2 years to complete. The RN General Education courses are listed here: English 101, Writing 1, English 102, Writing 2, Oral Communications, Communications 181, which is Public Speaking, or Communications 252, which is Interpersonal Communications. Also Psychology 110, which is General Psychology, PSY 223, Developmental Psychology, Math 150, which is College Algebra, Biology 137, which is Anatomy and Physiology 1, and 139, Anatomy and Physiology 2. Bio 225 is Medical Microbiology, and then there's a Digital Literacy course, CIT 105, or you can take the IC3 exam. Also required is a 3-credit-hour Heritage or Humanities course, and the NAA 100 Nursing Assistant Skills for Nurse Aid if you're not already on a state nurse aid registry. The asterisk identifies the prerequisite courses that must be completed prior to starting the RN program, along with the Nurse Aid 100 or state, not just the course, but you have to be on the state nurse aid registry. The Practical Nursing General Education courses are a little bit different in that we require you to have a Bio 137 Anatomy and Physiology 1 and Anatomy and Physiology 2 as prerequisites, as well as General Psychology and Developmental Psychology as prerequisites, and also be on the Nurse Aid Registry. The other general education courses that are required in the PN program are the English 101, or Communications 181 or Communications 252. You also have to have the CIT 105 Intro to Computers and the Medical Terminology course. But those are in the program itself. The following requirements must be met for the fall admission May 15th. If you're applying for January admission, it's October the 30th. You apply to the Hopkinsville Community College. You submit your high school transcript or GED scores to the admissions office. An official college transcript submitted to the registrar if you've had college outside of Hopkinsville Community College or the KCTCS system. Attendance at a pre-admission conference with a completed application. ACT composite of 20 or higher for the RN program and 18 or higher for the PN program. The PACS RN test with a score of 70 percentile for the RN program and 50 percentile on the RN test, PACS RN test for the PN. It's not necessary that you have to take the PN PACS. You can take the PACS RN and apply that also to the PN program. All prerequisite courses must be completed by the end of the summer semester for fall admission and the end of the fall semester for spring admission. Active status on a state nurse aid registry must be completed by August 1 for fall admission and by January 1 for spring admission. Remember that taking the nurse aid registry exam takes about 30 days to get that state exam results back. So you have to take that into consideration when you're taking your nurse aid course and when you can apply. For application to be considered, you must earn a minimum of a C in all math, science, and prerequisite courses. Once you're in the program, all nursing courses must have a C or better in order to move forward in the curriculum to the next semester. Overall GPA must be a 2.0 prior to entrance in the program and while in the program. Admission to the nursing programs is a selective admission process. The Nursing Admissions Committee meets and the class is chosen from the top PACS scores. Generally, the PACS RN score takes at least an 80 percentile or above to be admitted into the RN program, and that totally depends on the applicant pool, so sometimes it may be less than that. The Nursing Admissions Committee recommends up to 40 applicants for the RN program and up to 25 applicants for the PN program. The PN program generally accepts much lower than the 80 percentile on the PACS RN. This is a checklist to remind you of the things that you need to do in order to know that your packet is complete. You have to submit an application to admissions to the college, submit your high school transcripts or GED to admissions, submit your official college transcripts to the Office of the Registrar, submit your official ACT scores to admissions, and the ACT website is listed there, the www.actstudent.org, and then attend a pre-admission conference, submit your nursing program application at the pre-admission conference, and take the PACS RN entrance exam. PACS composite of 70 percentile or higher, overall numeric score of 111 or higher for the RN program, and the PACS composite of 50 percentile or higher, overall numeric score of 99 or higher for the PN program. Current LPNs, meaning LPNs who are licensed, have an active license, can apply for admission into either the first or second semester of the RN program. Consideration of admission to second semester is dependent upon space availability. The nurse aid registry requirement is waived. You must meet all the same criteria for admission into first semester with the ACT and the PACS and have completed prerequisites and first semester co-requisites in order to go into the second semester and have an unencumbered active LPN license. The admissions committee may recommend acceptance to first semester if your PACS or ACT or GPA indicates that the student may benefit more by completing the fundamentals course. But generally, if there is space available in second semester, LPNs can be accepted into second semester. The Nursing Admissions Committee will meet after the application deadline and all of the data has been gathered from all the students. Applicants are notified in writing by June 15th for the fall and by November the 30th for the spring admissions. No information can be given out by phone. If you're placed on a waiting list, you will know that you will get a letter that says either you have been admitted to the program, you've been admitted to the waiting list, or your application has been denied. The waiting list may also be selected for that admission cycle. Many times we will go through our whole waiting list to fill the class because students make changes happen and they decide they can't come in or choose another route. But we cannot give out information about your ranking on the waiting list, and nor can we give out any other information about your status over the phone. You will get a letter in the mail, and that is the way that you're informed. If a tie occurs in the PACS score, the ACT and the GPA of the prerequisite courses will be the tiebreaker, and that applies for the RN and the PN program. If you are not admitted for the next cycle, then you must attend another pre-admission conference, either live or online, to activate your nursing file and submit a new nursing admission application. You have to meet the new deadlines and meet all the criteria if there are changes that have been made in the admissions criteria. If you're wanting to transfer from another nursing program, you must meet all the nursing admission requirements, including the ACT and the PACS scores. You must submit a letter to the nursing program director stating your desired date of admission and your reason for transfer. And also submit course documents such as the syllabi, calendar, course outline, your skills checkoff, and any other information that we deem necessary for each course that you're wanting to get credit for transfer. If it's been longer than 3 years since you started the first nursing course, then you would have to start from the beginning. Acceptance of any transfer student will be dependent upon space availability. You must take a final exam from the prior Med-Surg course and check off on skills from that prior course. The final exam will be from the prior fundamentals course if applying to transfer into the second semester. There are physical requirements in order to become a nurse and in order to be in the nursing program. One of those is visual acuity, being able to see, auditory acuity, being able to hear, listen to breath sounds and to heart sounds and hear monitors, sufficient gross and fine motor coordination, the ability to manipulate equipment with your fine motor skills, sufficient ability to communicate, where you can be understood and you can understand others, intellectual ability to be able to think critically, and emotional stability so that when you're in difficult situations that you're able to handle those things emotionally. Physically able to lift and move at least 50 pounds and able to stand on your feet and walk for up to 12 hours a day. Any disability that is covered under the Americans with Disabilities Act should be reported to the ADA officer, who is Dr. Jason Warren, in the administration building. Any student who has a documented disability needing ADA accommodations must contact the Chief Student Affairs Officer, Dr. Jason Warren, and the nursing program director. The nursing department will determine if the requested accommodations can be met. After your admission into the nursing program, criminal background checks and drug screens must be done prior to starting the program. You will get information about that in your acceptance letter. You have to meet the clinical facility guidelines that we take you to for clinical. Clinical facilities have the say as to who can come into the healthcare facility as their regulatory agencies require. If the facility says the person with a certain background issue cannot come to the facility, that student will not be able to continue in the program. There is a 9-panel drug screen that's required annually, and it has to be done at the specific contracted lab that we do the contract with. It cannot be your physician's office. It cannot be Fort Campbell. It has to be at the specific lab that we have a contract with. If you're asked by a facility or instructor to submit to another drug screen, that would be a requirement and would be at the student's expense. Information on how to obtain background check and drug screen will be sent to applicants who are accepted. The State Board of Nursing has crime conviction guidelines as well, and students that have been convicted of a felony or a misdemeanor must submit documentation to the State Board of Nursing prior to graduation, or preferably even before you start a program of nursing. The FBI checks are done prior to sitting for the NCLEX and processing your application for licensure. So they will find out any information that is out there on you. So it's best that you start off with letting the State Board of Nursing know what's going on with you and let them work with and direct you in that process. The State Board of Nursing can deny you a license to practice nursing for certain convictions. After acceptance into the program, you will be directed to provide documentation of lab test results, provide proof of health insurance, provide proof of immunity to hepatitis B and tetanus, and show proof of current CPR certification for the basic life support healthcare provider by the American Heart Association. And it has to be American Heart Association. And the reason for that is that it is a requirement of our clinical facilities. Our first year estimated expenses for RN students that does not include tuition are listed here. The professional liability insurance is $22 approximately. Uniforms and lab coat is $150. Your white shoes, socks, watch with a second-hand stethoscope, bandage, goggles, all those things that are required is $150 approximately. Books around $850. Travel totally depends on gas prices, and so that's really an iffy amount there, but $200 we have put in there. Nursing lab supply kit is around $150. Your verified credentials background check is $50. Drug screen is $50. HCANS NSNA membership, our student organization for nursing students, is around $40 for the year. And that's a really there's lots of benefits to belonging to that organization. Your blood test costs approximately $200. Your CPR certification around $50. You have an Unbound Medicine download that will go to your smartphone or your iPod Touch, whatever you're using for your handheld electronic device. Your second year expenses, again, are the $22 for your liability insurance. Your books around $500. Travel, depending on gas prices. Nursing lab supply kits around $100. Your HCANS NSNA membership is $40 to $50. Your blood test, drug screen around $100. Nursing pin, at the end you will want to purchase a nursing pin that identifies that you graduated from Hopkinsville Community College, and that pin can vary in price from $80 to $480. If you want a 14-karat gold pin, it would be higher. Your NCLEX review course that is a requirement is $300 at the end of the fourth semester. Your NCLEX exam fee that you will pay after you'll pay that ahead of time, but that will take place after you graduate, is $200. And then licensure fee depends on what state you're going to be licensed in. In the state of Kentucky, it currently is $110. Anticipated expenses for the PN program, excluding tuition, is the professional liability insurance around $20 a year. Uniform lab coats $150 with your accessories that you need to go with your uniform, socks, shoes, watch, bandage, scissors, goggles, stethoscope around $150. Books around $850. Travel, depending on gas prices. Nursing lab supply kits $50 a semester. Verified credentials background check is $50 per year. Drug screen $50 a year. Blood test around $200. CPR around $50 a year. Your nursing pin, again, is optional, but we encourage you to identify yourself as having graduated from Hopkinsville Community College, is $80 to $480. NCLEX review course at the end of third semester is $300. Then your NCLEX exam fee is $200, and then your licensure fee will vary by state, but around $110. Both of these programs are vigorous and intense for 4 semesters for the RN program and 3 semesters for the PN program. You must be prepared to make the commitment and sacrifices that it's going to require to study and to read and spend time out of class practicing skills. Organization and undisturbed study time is a must, and you must make plans for that ahead of time. You have to have some support at home with whether it's housework, child care, financial support. Any of those things are pretty critical. Working, time management, child care, family issues, and financial concerns are all issues that we see students have that really keeps them from being successful in the program. Most of the time it's not the lack of ability. Once you've been admitted into one of these programs, we believe that you're able to complete that program, but usually it's outside situations that occur that keep you from being committed and having that study time. But you have to have a good plan and be determined to put in the time and effort that it takes for you to be successful. And that means reading and studying. And you may not have ever done that before quite as intensely as you will once you're in this nursing program. Now, I need you to request the application for the nursing program, and that comes by emailing kmartin0238@kctcs.edu for the nursing application, and she will email that to you. Then you submit that completed application to the nursing department on the Hopkinsville campus by fax, email, post office, or hand deliver it. The application must be received by May 15th for fall admission and October the 30th for spring admission. And certainly if you have any questions, you can call the nursing office at 270-707-3840. Thank you.